Hey, how are you guys? And welcome back to my channel, Old School Gunner. What's going on? I hope you're keeping well. Just after waking up, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, big up yourselves, guys, and welcome back. As the title says, guys, keeping the Invincibles spirit alive. There's been a lot of talk about the Invincibles team. Let me just fix this here. There's been a lot of talk about the Invincibles team, guys. The squad recently, all they achieved. The Arsenal website is going to keep them all alive. Anyway, before I start all that, guys, I just want to thank everybody for your continued support on my channel. Your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I really appreciate it, yeah. Big up to everyone, man. I picked up another subscriber yesterday in work, thanks to one of the lads I work with, Nakar Peak. So big up to Nakar, man. I got a couple of lads in work doing a little bit of artwork for my channel, which I'm going to show at a later date when they have it completed. But yeah, you're going to enjoy it, that's for sure. They're going to do a bit of OSG artwork for me because the two of them are very talented at drawing. So at the moment, they're doing it. So yeah, thank you to the person who subscribed to me anyway. You know who you are, man. Big up yourself. I picked up one subscriber yesterday. I'm on the road to 2K. So yeah, pop the subscribe for me, guys, and help me hit 2K. Yeah, I need another 131. Not so much. You know what I mean? I'm getting there gradually. All right, there we go. Subscribe and help me hit 2K. There you go, guys. All right. First person in with the comment, guys. I want you to check out this man's YouTube channel. Subscribe and like if you can. All right. Subscribe to his channel and like it if you can. He's an Arsenal fan from Nigeria, West Africa. So if you want to support his channel, guys, please do. I hope you're getting on well anyway, Solomon, man. I hope you're good, yeah. Guy's name's Solomon, guys. He's got this channel, relatively new. So I'll come out and give him a bit of support, yeah. Smash that like to his channel, guys. Yeah, thanks for your support, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to work in a while, but I said I do a little stream beforehand, you know, a little bit of continuity. I have the weekend off. So if you want to do a stream or if you want to come on my stream, let me know because I do have the weekend off, yeah. So just let me know. Maybe we can plan a little stream, do something, you know what I mean? Because I have Saturday and Sunday off. So even if you want to do it on Sunday, let me know, yeah. I'll do a bit of a stream. Yeah, guys, the Invincibles, has been a lot of talk about them recently. A lot of talk about them recently. Of course, I met one of them a year ago. I had the pleasure of bumping into Edu just by chance in central London. Of course, I'm living in London, guys, so the possibility that I would bump into one of them is something, but there we go. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the Invincibles, guys. Of course, they will never be forgotten, and what they achieve will never be forgotten. Next year, it's going to be 20 years. But of course, yeah, what they achieve will never be forgotten, yeah. Invincibles this week. Perez Magic stuns Liverpool. Tales from the Invincibles. Keown on his swan song. As the curtain came down on his career, guys. Everyone keeping the Invincible spirit alive. Yeah, an amazing achievement by the team, guys. That season by the squad. They went the whole season unbeaten. Tales from the Invincibles. Keown on his swan song. Alright, guys. Smash the like in this video for me anyway. I'd appreciate it, guys. And also subscribe to Football Fan Views channel, guys. Give me a bit of support. Alright, I'll try to make this as entertaining as possible. Just give me 1 second, guys. I gotta do something quick. Just 1 second, guys. Just going into my channel here. Going to check the analytics. Just waking up, guys, so bear with me. I stayed up way too late last night, man. I gotta stop doing that. Would it be too much to ask if the team goes invisible? What? You want them to be invisible, that nobody can see them? Ah, invincible. Yeah, well, they're not going to be able to do it, man. This season, go the whole season unbeaten. That's not going to be possible, man. He means invincible, guys. Invincible, not invisible. Yeah, that's not possible, though, man. This team to go the whole season unbeaten. That's not possible. There's a complete lack of quality there. But Martin Keown, guys, one of the greatest players to play for the club, one of our best defenders. He's involved, guys, in Tales from the Invincibles. A fiercely competitive, resolute, and consummate defender whose Arsenal career spanned 3 different decades, Keown was the most experienced member of the Invincibles squad with more than 400 appearances to his name going into the season. The indomitable England defender epitomised the fighting spirit within the team, relishing the duels and physical nature of the Premier League and instilling those qualities in the rest of the squad. Known for his pace, positioning, and defensive discipline, Martin was a regular in the matchday squad when fit, his presence proving especially crucial in the early season wins over Everton, Man City, and Newcastle. A product of the youth team, guys. He left after picking up his 3rd league championship medal, guys, his 10th honour with the club. Yeah, he was a bit of a madman at times, in fairness. A major moment in the season was undoubtedly the Battle of Old Trafford. The image of you celebrating Ruud van Nistelrooy's penalty miss is iconic. What are your thoughts 20 years on? It's interesting that people remember me for that moment more than any of my headers or tackles, isn't it? Or even any of the beautiful football the team was playing at the time. We seem to be remembered for this instead. And honestly, even 20 years down the line, there is not a week that goes by where I don't get asked about it. It's remarkable, really. It gets mentioned all the time, especially if I'm in Manchester doing media work. But when I look back at it myself, I think it says a lot about the spirit of that group and just how tight we were. Whenever that team went to Old Trafford, we did it with relish. There was such an aura around Manchester United then, and us as well, but we always knew that nobody else would do us a favour at Old Trafford. 1 second, guys. I just had a missed call from work. Just give me 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I got a phone call from work that I had to answer. You know yourself, guys. That's what it's like living on the edge. Look at that team and how far off is the team now. Yeah, miles away from that team, of course. That's one of the greatest teams that we ever had. This team we have at the moment is miles off that team. I mean, you can't compare those two teams. We're miles away from that. Miles away. You know what I mean? Like to go the whole season unbeaten, the quality of the team, the ability of the players. We are absolutely miles away from that. Miles away from where that team was, you know. Absolutely different, different level completely. You know what I mean? Different level completely. We just don't have the quality that we did in the other team. Yeah, the other team is just, if that other team was in the league now, they would win it. If we had that Invincibles team right now, they would win the league, in my opinion. Even though Manchester City are there, with all due respect to Manchester City, but if we had that team now, we would win the league, no problem at all. Straight up, we would win that league. Absolutely no doubt about that. You can't compare those two teams. You can't compare the two teams. Yeah, Martin Keown's take on the Manchester United game, yeah, the battle at Old Trafford. It's interesting, but yeah, he had a point. In fairness, there was a lot going on in that game, yeah. And Wood Van Nistelrooy's dirty play. You know, Van Nistelrooy is a scumbag in my opinion, but yeah, it is what it is. Saying about Van Nistelrooy in that game, he was always a player we felt we couldn't trust. So now we were incensed. We knew it would be like the Alamo. I didn't want to be the person who let the group down, and then I gave the penalty away, which I think was harsh. So then when he missed the penalty, we just gave him it. Many people think it's playground stuff, but we didn't think their player was acting in a fair way. Maybe what we did wasn't fair either, but it was a reaction to what happened from him. Yeah. Scumbag. Good striker, Van Nistelrooy, but that was scumbag move. Yeah, that team compared to the team now, the Invincibles are such a better team than what we have at the moment. I mean, you can't compare. It's unfair, really, to try to compare them anyway, because that's one of the greatest teams ever. Yeah, can't compare the team then and the team now. Like, it's as simple as that. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. Martin Keown on how he the game against Manchester United, How did the team deal with the aftermath? Several players fines and suspensions. I still don't know why Lauren was fined. I couldn't understand that. I got a £20,000 fine, but it turned out to be much more than that to me because I was on an appearance-based pay-as-you-play deal with the club, and at the time, so it ended costing me a lot more than people realise. The FA knew that though. I think they would probably have paid for a new roof for their HQ with all the fines I paid them. To be honest, that day was probably the beginning of the end for me as an Arsenal player. I started the next game at home to Newcastle, but then I got injured in the warm-up at Anfield and that ruled me out for ages. The team was winning every week, so I couldn't get back into the side. I don't think I started another game for us in the league, so I could feel my Arsenal career slipping away by then. You had been used to playing every week, so how did your role change? And it changed a lot. The next generation was coming through, and when I found myself out of the team, I was determined to help Kolo Toure as much as I could that year and pass on anything I could while I was still at the club. Anything about opponents, positioning and so on, that would help him. It was his first season as a central defender. I remember playing with him in the game of Man City. He was only running around me like he was trying to protect me. He had such pace though, and he really was a joy to play with and a pleasure to work with. I was trying to stay at their level. I was 37 and I didn't want to let them down in any way. You were still very involved yourself though, named in virtually every matchday squad when fit. So how did it work combining that help for Colo with your own preparation? There was an interesting subplot towards the end of the season when you had to get up to 10 appearances in order to earn a medal. Towards the end of the season, playing Liverpool at home, things weren't going well. We just lost the FA Cup and Champions League, and now we were losing to Liverpool. I said a few words at halftime, and in the second half, the manager said, "Well done for what you did at halftime. I want you on for the end of the game." Just us in the FA Cup and Champions League, and now we were losing to Liverpool. So I came on there, and after that, I think I only needed 4 more appearances for a medal. He told me that he would make sure I got on during those last 4 games. At one, I thought he'd missed because I couldn't trust his eyes. It was at Fratton Park, and the boss misread the digital clock there. I had to tell the linesman to get me on. So fixated was Arsenal on the action that I did have to remind him a couple of times. The title was won by then, but those last 4 games were very close in terms of going for the unbeaten season. Did you feel pressure coming on those circumstances? I had total belief in the team, to be honest. It was magnanimous of the manager to let me come on, but it was very late in all those games. For me, my memories of that season are more from the early months. We played against Nicholas Anelka at Man City. I was 37 years old and running after one of the best centre forwards I'd ever played against. So there was a show of faith in me from the boss before those last games. The issue I had was that I kept getting injured. The boss couldn't trust me to stay fit enough to last another season, but the games I played and I was happy with how I performed. Keown was a warrior for us guys, but he wasn't the only one. We had many, many great players at the club at that time, yeah. And the Invincibles was obviously the greatest team that we have ever assembled. You can't compare the team that we have now with that team. You know what I mean? It's just not possible. That was an incredible team. You know what I mean? An incredible team. What were your emotions when the final whistle blew at the end of the Leicester game? Did you know it was to be your final Arsenal appearance? Yeah, I thought it was coming, and on the coach on the way to that game, I was tapped on the shoulder by the boss, and he told me he didn't need me as a player anymore. He said he would miss me in the dressing room and thought I could still play another year somewhere. So I left at the end of the season, then came back in 05-06 and worked alongside the boss, Borough and Pat for a season. Borough pre-match. On the day of the Leicester game at the final whistle, we just completed the unbeaten season, but it was a sad moment too with the realisation it was the last competitive game I'd play. I did have a testimonial too a few days later, but this was the end of my competitive time at Arsenal. I was with the club from the early 80s, then again until 2004, and then came back in 2005, so I was there for a long, long time. I was the last remaining player from that illustrious youth team that included Tony Adams, David Rollcastle, Michael Thomas, Niall Quinn, Paul Merson, Martin Hayes, Gus Caesar, and others. So I had the club going through my veins. I was trying to inject everything that Arsenal stood for into that group. A lot of my personality had been shaped from working with George Graham, Don Howe, and Terry Neal. It was about instilling that Arsenal DNA. At the end of my career, I would look back fondly going through all those different generations. And I felt proud to be there still from that youth team all those years later. And Martin Keown was a warrior for the team, guys. An absolute warrior for the team. He was a guy to be relied upon through thick and thin. He put his body on the line several times for the team. He was born to win. Yeah, that clash of Van Nistelrooy was regrettable, yeah, but that's how things go sometimes in football. It's crazy to think when I was an apprentice, our kitman Al Fields, who had played with us in the 1940s, introduced me to Les Compton so that he could talk to me about being a centre half. Now you look back and realize Les played in the 1930s and was England's oldest ever debutant. In fact, I think we are both on the list of top 10 oldest outfield players for England. So it's amazing to think that after a meeting we had 40 years ago, I would want to emulate him in some ways. And then it was down to me to pass that on to the next generation as well. Yeah, madness. Anyone keeping the Invincible Tales from the Invincibles, guys, is on Arsenal.com if you want to check it out. Anyone keeping the Invincible spirit alive. A guy I had the fortune of meeting a year ago. Tales from the Invincibles. The Brazilian midfielder featured in all but 8 of our games in the unbeaten season, scoring home and away against Chelsea and playing some of the best football of his career during the campaign. Bringing a combination of aggression, commitment, and silky passing with his trusty left foot to the midfield, Eddie was named Premier League Player of the Month in February 2004 and also became a full international for Brazil during the season. He had joined the club in January 2000 from Brazilian giants Corinthians, where he had started his career. Eddie would go on to spend one more season with us after the Invincible year before winning the Copa del Rey during 4 seasons with Valencia. He ended his playing career back at Corinthians in Sao Paulo. After retirement, he came back to North London as our technical director in July 2019, and since November 2020, he has been the club's sporting director. And when I met him, he was technical director. Yeah. Now he's sporting director. But yeah, good player. A good player for us. You arrived at Arsenal in January 2001. So did you feel much more settled at the club by the time the 3-4 season? Yeah, definitely. In fact, I got married in June 2003 and Luigi was born in March 2004. So I had a lot going on that season, can you imagine? It's normal that after a couple of seasons in a new country, you feel more comfortable. I started to understand the language. I started to understand the club, the culture, and everything else much more. 2 people watching, guys. Welcome along to my stream. Smash that subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah? I'd appreciate it. On the road to 2K, guys. Simple as. Doing a little video here about the Invincibles, guys. Edu, Martin Keown, all these great players that have played for the club, yeah, down through the years. Did that help you on the pitch? Did you notice an improvement in your performance at that time? Yes, 100%. Absolutely. When you come from Brazil to England, the change is quite brutal in every single aspect. People sometimes don't realize how challenging it can be to move to a country with a different culture, a different dynamic, and a different way of life. In order to settle properly, you need a bit of time. And as soon as I started to understand everything, it all came together easier. Even on the pitch, you know your teammates better, you know the league better, and are aware of the opponents. It all helps make you a better player. Sorry, I am at work, but I will rewatch later. Quick one. What's the rumor on Jack Wilshere leaving? Got to attend to a class. Jack Wilshere? I didn't hear anything about him, Let me check. I saw him play once, Yeah, they say that he's in talk with the Colorado Rapids over a senior management role. Head coach of the Colorado Rapids. So it looks like he could leave, It looks like he could leave. But yeah, thanks for tuning in anyway, man. I appreciate it. And take care, yeah. Yeah, looks like he could leave. Yeah. Jack Wilshere, guys, could be leaving the club. He's in talks with the Colorado Rapids. It would be hard to turn down a head coaching job in the MLS, He would be clashing then with David Beckham. That would be interesting, yeah. Let's listen to a bit of Tupac, guys, as I'm on the stream. Yeah, it's so dark outside, yeah. Winter's coming, guys. Winter's coming. Three people watching, guys. Welcome along to my stream. Just going through the Invincibles, guys. But word on the street is that Jack Wilshere could be leaving the club. He's in talks with the Colorado Rapids for the head coach position. So, yeah, what can you say? That's football, guys. I mean, he's not going to turn down an opportunity like that, surely. I mean, it would be madness to turn down an opportunity like that. Straight up. It would be crazy if he just turned it down, you know what I mean? Only a fool would turn down an opportunity to coach a team in the MLS. You know, it would be a good start for him in his coaching career. Definitely. Let me have a look here, guys. Just check the road after work. All right, I'm just going to wrap up this stream, guys. I'm going to get ready for work and do my thing. I want to thank everybody for your continued support on my channel, all your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I really appreciate it. Smash the like in this video for me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And hit that notifications bell that you get notified every time I upload content, guys. Take it easy. See you next time, guys. Come on, you gooners. Peace.